Yo, what's good, Josh? Boy, listen, 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 okay? For some reason, and I swear to you not, every time I turn on the camera, I trade slightly worse. I don't know. It is what it is. But wasn't too proud of week 4 either. Week 3, we lost about what? Like a few $100 like $300 that whole week. Week 4, I'm not proud about because it could have been better. So with the 1K account that we have, we're down $33 on the account. Before y'all go ahead and cook me, I got an excuse. Traders View was down for a little bit. Nah, that's it. Still not happy about that, but it is what it is. It's part of trading. But coming off Wednesday, which was the 30th of August. August 30th was a Wednesday, and that was the trade we ended up doing. About breaking even at $15 on the personal account. The next day, Thursday we end up doing. It was a little bad. It was a little bad Thursday. It was about a $100 loss that day. Not happy about that, so we did end up losing our profit plus $30. Not too happy about that, but the account is this is pretty much good risk management for the most part. But obviously our wins need to be a little bigger than our losses, so it's something obviously I'm still working on. And then with the funded account, I'm telling you, bro, as soon as I turned the camera on, I decided to start recording week 3, at the beginning of week 3. I came off 2 profitable weeks and then turned the camera on. Nope. Last week was an L week. I'm not happy about that. Coming off week 3, it was an L week as well. But going into the 4th week is another L week, unfortunately. And some of these losses could have been avoided if I'd have just held much longer or a little larger stop loss. Last week was NFP week. So week 4 was NFP week, and I did not know. I thought it was going to be this week because Friday, the last day, was NFP. It was the 1st of this month. So I thought it was going to be this week, but apparently it's literally, last week. And Friday, I had a position going on, and I could have potentially actually made something. I could have made on the personal account 400 TP Max on TP Max, which was a 160 pip trade that ended up executed in 8 hours. With the funded account, I could have actually made 4,900 on TP Max, and it was a quite simple trade as well. It wasn't some difficult trade, but it was a sell stop. I had a sell limit, and I ended up closing the sell limit an hour before it got activated because NFP week is the NFP day. I didn't know how bad the market was going to move or spiky was going to move, so I just closed my position. I ended up placing it Thursday night or Friday morning, and closing it Friday morning at 7, and the trade was active at 9. So let's hop on the chart, and I'm gonna explain that one trade that potentially could have passed my challenge and put me up $400 on my personal account. Alright, so we're finna explain Friday's trade that I could have potentially passed the challenge and potentially made $400 extra on a $1,000 account. Very unfortunate, and like I said, it's a mindset thing. It's all a mindset thing. I swear to you not, trading is so easy, but psychologically it's the hardest thing you'll ever face. So this trade, it was Euro USD. Euro USD was a really good looking pair. Let's go to the daily. Let's go farther back a little bit more. So as you can see, the daily was honestly soaring to the upside, and I did kind of believe that price wanted to retest here for continuation to upside, but I started to look at it it makes sense to do that, but if price is going to do that, it really has to go for it. So we're going to go to Thursday. So this is what I was looking at Thursday. This is when the price closed at 5 p.m. on Thursday. So when price closed at 5 p.m., this is exactly what we was looking at. And when price decided to do this, right, I started to think to myself, if price is actually going to be bearish at this point. So at the time, I decided to place the trade. It was at 5 a.m. And once I placed it, there was a limit right here. It was a limit right here because there's nowhere else to really put it. My stop loss was about up there. Take profit was down here. So I did end up placing it here. This was the whole trade. So obviously stop loss is placed due to the fact of this area right here. this area of interest right here, so it's slightly above it. So we're going to use that wick for our stop loss, and obviously our entry point is the EMA area of interest, also the original break of structure. So we're looking for the retest of 1, 2, and 1, 2 for the continuation to the downside. Quite simple. So price like playing, and then once I started to put 2 and 2 together, like if price stays in this consolidation and potentially breaks below like that, it can also do that as well. So I started to get a little bit of FOMO, but I stood strong, stood firm to my plan, and decided to just wait. So when I decided to wait, price ended up coming up slightly to almost hitting my entry point, and that's where I decided to like almost get in. But then I said, yo, just wait and just go to sleep on it. So I set an alarm. So I potentially could have got in. I set an alarm for me to wake up like around 7 o'clock, and that's when I noticed I still wasn't in the trade. When I realized I wasn't in the trade, I just decided to get out because price was right here. I was like, all right, just get out. It's no point. Before all the craziness decides to happen, and then price wicked up and went down, bro. When you know it's a good trade, you know it's a good trade when it does that, right? When the body's closed below. When it wicks, you think it's the worst thing in the world. Obviously, in the moment, you think it's a very bad trade, yada yada. You think you're wrong, but this trade made so much sense. It made no sense. So within the first 4 hours, price was already down 80 pips, bro. And my top take profit was here just because it's NFP week, and I decided, like, yo, if it's NFP week, prices most likely might create new lows and might do something along those lines. So once price decided to keep going down, this is where we're at now. Price decided to melt for 4 hours straight, and just straight up melt for 80 pips. And this was my entry. I did have my stop loss was above there, so it was 27 pips. So that was risking about $500 on the funded account and about $80 on the real account. And this, I think my TP was here. I think I can only remember. Wait, I can just check it. So entry was at 25. Stop loss was at 850. It was a perfect setup, bro. It was a perfect setup, T. So I am looking for price to fulfill 1, 2, and 3 long terms, but my TP was around this area. So it was at 664. That's a weird TP. But this is just beautiful. Oh my god. And of course we're in the industry where it's like during it, when you're like in the midst of all this, it looks like it's going to do one thing, but then after it gets here, at least, then you realize you fucked up and you could have got in there. But if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and leave a thumbs up where you know where it's at. Turn on post notifications for the inconsistent uploads, because I said I was going to upload every single trade and I didn't, but here we are today. So I know it's been a very rocky start to this trading series. We haven't really seen a real win yet, and we only been seeing these inconsistent, small, weird, medium losses, or just like big loser days. I'm not appreciating this. Obviously, I'm still in profit of the account, and I'm break even with 1,000, but that's besides the point. We're trying to make it out the hood, not stay in it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.